Chicago. Only way to keep calm is trouble worlds have a serene mind. Uh, Beautiful today. It was a beautiful day in Chicago. They was 60 something degrees. Yeah, it's still nice outside. So yeah, out here enjoying life today, and don't let nothing outside you control your mind, like science and stuff. You know, I was telling the young man I'm talking today, right now, that I come up. You know, I saw science back in the day. You know, like it was 1975. I worked at a place called 70th Central Bedford Park, and I saw the white power sign. So if you black, they didn't want you. You know, they're throwing bricks at your car. I come from 10 neighborhoods of the South Side. I've seen a lot of gang signs. You know, so people use signs to control people's mind. So this is about, don't let the signs control your mind. And fear, like I said, in meditation, and I talked about this earlier. Because see, nowadays they got places called, in places, recovery places, and alcohol kills 3.2 people worldwide. People die from drinking alcohol. You know, but you go to recovery places, and they say something like they have no opinion outside. You know, there's a lot of public controversy going on in these rooms, and that's out of fear. People, and the CDC said, they sent out a memo that tell you that like right now, you see this new bar right here. Yeah. People sitting there enjoying life, and people in some places are still trapped in the world of fear. And what is fear? Fear is a dark word developed negative. So for the meditations, I'm gonna give you some meditations. For the uncontrolled, there's no wisdom. Now, I'm going to Buddha first. For the uncontrolled, there's no wisdom, nor for the uncontrolled the power of concentration. For he's no concentration, there's no peace. And if we're not peaceful, how could be happiness? So what's the use of claiming something that's yours when even the moon is used in the public light? So sometimes wars are based on people are trying to claim something, land and stuff like that, And sometimes, it's basically right here, this air we're breathing right now is free. See, the sun gonna rise whether you like it or not, you know. So I'm out here doors. I'm out here in a beautiful day with the sunshine, no mask and stuff like that. Cause like I say, we've been living in the masses for 2 years. It's like you couldn't go to the beach in the summertime. I was standing in the same spot right now. Right now, I was standing, and nobody. It was like the Twilight Zone, and isolation. So today, the good news is that people are moving around outside today. They're beautiful. People are out here running and jogging. You got in Chicago, you got a race coming up. I think it's Shamshuck race. McCormick Place has got an event going on today, the Hardwood Show. People enjoying life. So move around, It's about moving around, being outdoors, not living indoors, not sitting there, because see, baseball goes on strike. Baseball's on strike, right? But God don't strike, you know what I'm saying? Baseball's on strike, so I'm enjoying life, meditating, living in the here and now. If I'm depressed because I'm living in the past, if I'm anxious because I live in the future, if I'm at peace because I live in the moment. So I was on my way to the beach, because I like sitting on the lake, and I can sit on the lake and, because see, I don't follow crowds. Here comes the train coming, so I go, a little noise coming, so excuse me for the side effect, but, train's going to keep moving. Dogs will keep barking. Life is still here. Learn from the cradle to the grave. The educated man is a man with certain spiritual qualities which makes him calm in adversity and happy when alone. And the peace that comes from God is past all understanding. See, the world can't give it, the world can't take it. So I'm happy today because I'm above ground. I'm 63 years old. It's cool to be a square. There's a bicycle right there. See the bicycle? I ride bikes 7 days a week, and it's about action. So, Mike Scott, Chicago. I got my shirt on. Yeah, Kings are born November. I don't have low self-esteem, but I'm not arrogant. I try to stay humble so I don't crumble. It said, boast not what you know, even don't learn. Though a man knows much by himself, he studied another book by another learned man. So, I thank God for all the religions I studied. Every book I read, I read a lot of books. And it said a book by its counsel teaches a wise man how to live. If you can't enjoy reading a book over and over again, there's no use to read a book at all. So repetition is very important. Mind, body, and spirit. It's about the mind. It's not what you possess, who you are, the position you hold, where you're located at that makes you happy or happy. It's what you think about. You are what you think about all day long. As a man thinketh, so is he. Our best friends, our worst enemies are our thoughts. A thought could do you more good than a banker, a faithful friend, or a good companion. A thought can also do you more harm than a brick. You know, one of my meditations says, if your happiness depends on money, you will never be happy with yourself. I used to dream about money and go and wake up broke because I used to count money in my dream, but I woke up broke. So I don't count money today. You know, money's my servant, not my master. You know, and I'm glad to be outdoors, like I said, and standing out here talking to this young man. He's got, you know, I ain't gonna say his name because see, you know, everybody talking about anonymity. I mean, they want to be in the secret society, but you had to show your ID to. You sit down in a restaurant. You know, it was like a Twilight Zone. So yeah, I'm out here, people are laughing, moving around, and doing what they do. You know, and just enjoying life. Stay outdoors. I'm sitting out here breathing. You know, because it's all about breathing. You know, breathing. You know, you take that mask off for 2 years, having that mask on 8 hours, you get some good sleep because see, your body needs to breathe. Yeah. They tell you, they tell you the martial art about breathing. You know, yeah. I had my relatives he was a Shriner, so I know about the secret societies going on around. We call them elite. So, like I said, I wear them people like a loose garment. See, the world is full of trickery. You know, and we have curses coming from things. You know, that's why they legalized marijuana, which made $1 billion. You know, I'm against that stuff. You know, I ain't smoked a joint in 32 years. I haven't gambled in 32 years. You know, I don't bet on games. I don't play scratch outdoors, drink blue beer. So it's cool to be a square. See, the slow lane is the best lane. So yeah, I'm sitting in here enjoying life today. Sorrow looks back, worry looks around, faith looks up. So yeah, and I got some prayers to do, you know. And then I gotta give you know my meditations, which that's where I get my energy from my meditations, you know. The meditation I told you about, I've been on many years, close to 40 years now. I always got to talk about the meditation of the masters, because when I had no money and I would get transferred, come downtown to read this book because I couldn't buy this book. But I educated my mind to memorize this book because I couldn't buy it. I had no money. And they said if one wears shoes, the pebbles on the road will not harm their feet. If one remains calm under any conditions, the pebbles of life will not cause you pain. And I would go all the way from the south side and look at that meditation because it inspired me, you know. And I got that today inside me. See, so the wise man carries his possessions within. The inner self is the true self, you know. So that meditation's inside me. You know, never leave my mind and spirit because I study like Confucius said. Study as never going to master it as in fear of losing it. So I went to bed, you know, reading books in my mind, you know. Meditations have been flowing through my mind from being a recluse, studying the Zen monks. You know, and one of the teachings of the Zen monks talked about the master was carrying this pretty lady across a muddy pond. And he picked the lady up and carried her 5 miles in town and put her down and carried on this journey, you know. Then what happened was when his students saw him, he said, "Master, I saw you 5 miles behind. You was carrying a beautiful lady across a muddy pond." Then the teacher told the student, he said, I left her back there 5 miles ago. Are you still carrying her? So that's what it's about, you know. See, the mind, and this is all about a mind thing. The whole world is like a chess game. You got to learn how to think, you know. The mind of a perfect man is like a mirror. It grasps nothing. I mean, when you expect nothing, it reflects, but it's not whole. So when you show your reflection and toward a mirror, when you walk away from it, it lets you go. And that's how your mind goes. You got to detach from things today. See, the more you value things, the less you value yourself. When you care about people's approval, you become their prisoner. You know, so it ain't about seeking applause of the world. Wear the world like a loose garment. Be in the world, but not in the world. So, Mike Scott, Chicago. It's cool to be a scrub down here this beautiful day in Chicago. The sun is shining, the moon is finna come up, and it's a beautiful day because tune out the noise, you know. And I ain't gonna talk about no guys coming. I ain't talking about no wars. I don't need to hear about what's going on in a different country because, like I say, there was a lot of bad stuff going on in Chicago. You know, girl got killed, people get killed in the streets, gunned down. You know, guns killed 250,000 people. You know, that's essential. They never closed the gun shops down. You know, the marijuana business is booming. You know, fentanyl killed 100,000 people in the city of Chicago. And that's what happens with the sanctuary city. They got a lot of stuff in this city that's killing people. So cigarettes kills 8 million people. You know, so yeah, Mike Scott, Chicago. And remember one thing: get that train coming past. If you get hit by a train, it's not the last car, the caboose that kills a person. It's always the first car, the engine that kills that person. That's why you hear that train coming. Like Jimi Hendrix said, I hear a train coming. Yeah, so you got to know the train. If you don't pick up the first one, you won't be caught up in this wide awake nightmare called addiction. You know, because right now, the kids is all messed up. They're coming, they're going back. They, was just trapped in isolation. They couldn't go to school, but now it's like being outdoors and just enjoy life today, take it one day at a time. The happiest man in man, this one day to day, they ask no more. So Mike Scott, Chicago, down here. I'm at down here on the north side. Like I said, I come from a lot of parts of different streets. South side, 10 neighborhoods. I was getting up 4 o'clock in the morning, 10 years old, delivering the Sun-Times paper. You know what I'm saying? And putting action in. And I still put action every day. Every day above ground is a good day. Mike Scott, Chicago.